Hi, Jose. Yeah. It was good to hear from you. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. It's really nice of you to have let your kind of backroom staff at Roma, even though you left after just a few weeks. It was good of you to listen. They're really good, really well experienced. I'm glad I've managed to got them to still have them here. It's brilliant that we have them here. It's great for the team. They're really well experienced, and me being slightly more inexperienced, it's great that they're here. Um, you you want to take some of your backroom staff away when you get your next job? Right, okay. Well, do you have a next job? No? Well, in which case, I think they're going to stay with me, certainly until you get one, if you ever get employed again. Does that sound alright? Bye. Lines breaking up. Bye. Yes, hello, welcome into Live Now Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter. If you missed the last one, go and check it out. It was a pretty good one, lots of goals in it, so go and check it out if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here so you don't miss any episodes of Glory Hunter during FM22. It's 11am Monday to Friday, and you won't miss an episode if you are subscribed, so go and get subscribed. As you can see, I'm currently looking through some of my coaching staff, and a lot of them are Jose Mourinho's who are still here. And I did have a little look at Mourinho a little bit early on as well, just to see where he was, and he's not got another job, so he's not going to be looking to bring his own backroom staff away with him anywhere. So as you heard from our conversation on the phone, we're going to be keeping a hold of them. I did try to employ Mourinho, maybe as an assistant or an under-20s manager, but he wasn't for doing that for some reason. One person who we have signed into the under-20s coaching role is Daniele De Rossi, obviously the stalwart of this Roma side for, 20 years between 2000 and 2019. You can see he's starting to improve. He's got a Continental A licence at the moment. So hopefully he can improve. Maybe we can promote within. He could become our assistant manager in the not too distant future. That is only if we hang about here for very long, because as you can see from the competitions, we're actually doing fairly well. We're top of our Europa League group with 9 points from a possible 9. We're also currently in 7th in SerieA, but if you look at it, we're just 6 points off the top with a game in hand. However, that game in hand we play today up against Napoli, so it could be quite a tough one. So the last time we met, we played against Atalanta and we played against SerieA in the Conference League. And since then, you can see we have actually had a defeat. And we've also had a series of games where Tammy has not been scoring goals. We beat Fiorentina with a 1-0 win thanks to Shomurodov getting a goal. He's starting to contribute some goals in there for us. We then, as I say, lost to Bologna 3-2. That's very disappointing. Mark Arnautovic getting a goal. 2 for Orsolini. 2 names you've probably heard of if you've been in Football Manager for a while. We got some late goals back with Calafiore and El Shaarawy with it. We actually had a chance in the 94th minute that came off the bar from El Shaarawy as well. We could have made it 3-3 and a fantastic comeback. But unfortunately, it was our first defeat of the season. We followed that up with a 3-1 win away to HJK in the Europa League. Again, no goals for Tammy in that one. We beat Spezia 1-0. Again, no goals for Tammy, but Tammy managed to get himself a goal in the game up against Udinese most recently, when we played up against 10 men for most of that game. I must say, we have changed the formation round. We're playing 4-4-2 at the moment, and it's actually working quite well, having Tammy and Shomurodov up front together working as a partnership, and that's really getting Shomurodov more involved, getting goals, getting assists, the important things, for a striker here at Roma. So we are still struggling for fitness in the fullback/wingback area. Calafiore's needing to do a fitness test, so he's not fully fit at the moment. Matthias Vina's out for 4 days. Spinazzola's still out for another couple of months. Davide Santon's out for a couple of days still. Mkhitaryan, not a wing-back, but as a winger, he can only play 75 minutes a day, it says. So, again, we're a little bit stretched in that full-back position, but we'll just about survive with it, I think. The fact that Romagnoli can play left-back as well fairly successfully means we've got a little bit of cover on that left-hand side, and Daniel Vass can play on the right-hand side as well as Di Sciglio today. So that's some cover we've got anyway. We're up against Napoli today, who, as I mentioned, if you look at SerieA, are in third position at the moment. A win for them would take them just a point behind Lazio at the top of the table. A win for us would take us ahead of Napoli, level on points with Inter. We could go up to third today with a win. Could be very, very important, this game on the season. You can see Lazio, I say, top of the league at the moment with 9 wins, 2 losses. Ciro Immobile, 16 goals in 11 games. Outstanding from him. And our early leaders, Hellas Verona, they won 6 of their first 6 games. They have since lost 4 of the next 4 and are now out of the European places at the moment. And I imagine they will drop down the table. So it's looking like the usual suspects up the top here. The only surprise possibly is Milan are so far down, but I'm sure they will jump up and it'll be the normal kind of 8 or 9 competing for European places up here at the top of Serie A. Very, very tight at the moment, as you say. 6 points separating the top 7. It's going to be a tough old season, I think. But here we are. Let's get on with this game up against Napoli anyway. They mentioned it's called the Soul Derby. If anyone in the comments below can tell me why it's called the Soul Derby, that would be much appreciated. But this is the team we're going to go for. A 4-4-2 formation. Patricio in goal. Mancini and Ibanez at centre-back, with Vass and Calafiori at full-back. Pellegrini alongside Veretout in midfield. Zaniolo on the right. Perisic on the left. And Shomurodov alongside Abraham up front. Hopefully enough to get a win. At worst, a draw. I don't want to be losing this because we'll end up quite far back if we lose this game in the end. We'd like to be competing up at the top of the table. We don't want to be down in 7th at this stage. Let's get back into the European places, but we know we've got to keep an eye on some very good players in this Napoli team. Lozano, Dries Mertens up front, and Guiza in the midfield. They've got some good players. They're not playing Koulibaly, which is good for us. He's a very, very solid centre-back. And Victor Osimhen, I think that's how you say his name, he's the second top scorer in the league, and he's currently sat on the bench, so that is good for us. And hopefully we can get off to a good start in this game. They're playing 4-3-3, so they might overload us in the middle. But let's see how we get on. Napoli in the blue, us in our red. Let's see if we can get a win in the first game of today's episode. It's a corner kick for Napoli, swung into the back post, and it's headed in by Jesus there. His first goal of the season, I'm assuming he's a centre-back. It's his first Napoli goal, it says down the bottom there. So, what a time for him to get it up against us. It's swung into the back post, there's just nobody marking him. He heads that back across goal. There's so many players of ours on the line, yet somehow they can't get on the end of it. And we end up 1-0 down early on here. But Mancini will break forward with the ball here. Veretout back to Ibanez, and Mancini now. 11 minutes on the clock. Mancini breaks into midfield, finds Shomurodov. Pellegrini switches the play toward Perisic. He gets a hold of it. Into Shomurodov. He gets fouled in the box. Surely that's a foul from Romani. The referee is going to consult with VAR, though he's walking toward the spot, which suggests he's going to call it as a penalty kick. VAR will check it, and it is indeed a penalty. And who is going to step up to take this for us? I think it's Veretout. It is indeed. And he tucks that in the bottom corner. We're back on level terms. 1-1 after 13 minutes. Penalty kick from Veretout after it was won by Shomurodov. Very nicely finished goal there. The keeper guesses the right way, but that's right in the corner. No chance for the keeper. And we're back 1-0. Throw in for Calafiori on the left-hand side. Into Perisic, who hits this in toward Abraham, who gets his head on it. And they're going to be looking for offside. It didn't look like he was in an offside position, but yet again, as is always the case in football at the moment, VAR going to be checking it to see if it's a goal. And indeed it is a goal. And I think he's miles onside. And it was a bit of a waste to check that VAR. But Tim Abraham gets back on the score sheet here. Heads that in. A lovely ball in from Perisic to Abraham. That's a good connection we have here. After signing Perisic, two new signings working well together, and Abraham rises up, and 20 minutes in here, and we are up 2-1 up against Napoli, who, remember, we're up in third position in the league. We're now ahead of them if the results stay like this. Another corner kick here for Napoli, swung into the front post this time, and Romani, the man who gave away the penalty, heads that one over the bar, and we're just about to reach half-time. We've dominated the first half so far statistically. Veretout swings it in, and Abraham nearly gets another headed goal. He's scored so many of his goals with his head this season, and that was nearly another one. Just about to get to half-time. Let's see if we can hold on to this lead. Politano with it. It's a good sliding challenge, but Di Lorenzo gets on the end of it. Back to Politano. Into the middle, and it bounces about, and Ibanez gets rid of it, and we do reach half-time. 2-1 ahead. Things are going well, but you're capable of even better. They seem motivated. I tell you what, Jose's assistant manager is pretty good, the boy Sacramento. The ball's into Abraham here, and it's just over the bar again. Another headed effort from Tammy. He's really getting himself involved in today's game, and surely it can only be a matter of time until he gets another one. We've got a man down here, but Napoli are playing on. The ball's forward to Dries Mertens. Can he finish? No, he can't. Good save from Patricio. I wonder who's down on the floor. It's Zaniolo. It was not very kind of Napoli there to not throw that ball or kick that ball out of play. But nonetheless, if that's the way they want to play, they can play that way. Corner kick taken here by Politano. It's swung into the front post and it's headed about, and Vass eventually clears that away. And we're going to make the change. Zaniolo looks like he has to come off. Yes, he does indeed. We'll move Daniel Vass forward to play in right midfield. And De Siglio can come on to play at right back. Another corner kick. Politano swing this one in again toward the front post. Ibanez gets rid of it. And Mertens back to Politano. Back to Mertens, who hits it. And it's a good save. It's not often you see a keeper holding on to a diving save like that. But Patricio did there. He's a very solid keeper indeed. Ibanez comes forward with it. Calafiori gets past his man. He goes down the line. Finds Perisic. Infield to Veretout. And Veretout finds Perisic. He's in behind the defence here. Can he finish? No, he can't. Wide of the goal. Just snatched at it. Still just lead 2-1. Goal kick for David Ospina here for Napoli. Ball launched long. Calafiori got his head on it, but the ball has went back to Napoli. Politano down the right hand side. Good challenge from Calafiori there. He's on a yellow. He had to time that well, and he did. He finds Shomurodov with it. Into Perisic now, who loses the ball to Di Lorenzo. And Romani with it over to Jesus. And now this is going to be a chance for Napoli. No, we've won the ball back. Vass, Pellegrini, Shomurodov, in behind the defenders now. Can he find Tammy with the ball through? Yes, he can. Tammy, back to Vass, into Perisic, heads it. Oh, just over the goal. We've been dominating this game. Look at the number of shots we've had compared to Napoli. The amount of possession, the number of expected goals, yet still Napoli are in this game as we only lead 2-1 with just the 4 minutes of added time to go. It looks like we might hold on here and climb into the Champions League places. Indeed we have. What a win that was. Away in Naples. Good performances all round from the team there. Tammy getting a goal, as well as the penalty from Veretout. And we've managed to continue our winning streak here after that disappointing loss to Bologna. You can see are down in 12th position. It's a disappointing loss, it really was. But nice win up against Napoli, who are up in third. It means we're just 3 points off of Lazio, who are top of the table. And we're joint with Inter in second. But it's very, very close. The top 7 just separated by 6 points. It's going to be, it looks like it will be a tight title race, and even tighter for those European places as well. You can see from second down to 7th, just separated by 3 points. And a little bit of narrative from that game, which I didn't know. Jesus apparently was a defender for Roma for a long time before leaving for Napoli on a free transfer there. So we managed to get one over on him. Even though he scored a goal up against us, we still managed to get one over on him. Zaniolo only out for a couple of days, and Tammy played well, so we'll tell him fantastic. Keep it up. We'll be back in a couple of days for the game up against HJK, which, if we win, should mean that we will probably finish top of our Conference League group, which means rotated sides for the last 2 games and strolling to that knockout round in that competition. Imagine ticking that off in the first season. That would be ideal, because the Europa League and the Conference League are going to be 2 of the tough ones to win, because you have to normally drop down to a lower team to try and win that when you're going about in your Glory Hunter save. But if we can win that first season, that would make life a lot easier. Right, so here we are back for a game in the Conference League against HJK. And you can see we went for quite a rotated side. We went back to 5 at the back because we have some fitness concerns with so many of our full backs. So we've altered it ever so slightly, playing a lot of centre-backs here. Patricio in goal, Kumbula, Smalling and Romagnoli are our 3 centre-backs. 3 completely different centre-backs compared to the last game. That's the good thing about having so much strength in that department. Any of our 6 centre-backs really can play, and I am comfortable, so we're playing with those 3 today. De Sciglio will get the game in the left wing-back position, and El Shaarawy will play at right wing-back. Maybe I'll swap that round and play De Sciglio on the right and El Shaarawy on the left. It could be either. El Shaarawy can't really play there, but he can play as a winger and a wide midfielder. So it's a very similar position. So we'll give him the game on the left. Why not? Let's move De Sciglio back to his preferred right-hand side. Veretout and Cristante playing in midfield. Pellegrini playing off the left. Mkhitaryan playing off the right. And Mayoral can get the game up front. The striker on loan from Real Madrid. Means that Shomurodov and Tammy Abraham can both have a little rest today. So let's get into it. Hopefully a nice comfortable win, even though we've got some backup players and some folk playing a little bit out of position. So here we go, a highlight early on. Within the first minute, the ball was swung in there. Us playing in a red as always, we normally are. We're playing at home, HJK playing in their white. And Patricio grabs a hold of that. Romagnoli plays it forward to El Shaarawy, who's going to be a very attacking left wing back there for us. Pellegrini, who's so versatile, can play across midfield, and now he's playing out on the left-hand side, the club captain. The ball's come to the right with Desciglio now. He goes down the line, he swings it in toward Pellegrini, who heads that in, and I was just mentioning how good he was, how versatile he was, our club captain, and he heads that one in off the bar after a beautiful ball in from Desciglio on the right-hand side. Mkhitaryan draws a defender into him, lots of space out there for Desciglio, who messes about, to be honest, swings it into Pellegrini, who rises up above the defender, and within 75 seconds we are ahead, and if it stays as it is, you can see the league table there. We will be going through with 2 games to spare, and Desciglio's got a bruised ankle. We will ignore that. He can play with a bruised ankle. Free kick from Veretout here, and it's just off the outside of the post. A good effort from him. Actually, St Johnstone are now winning their game, so as it is, we're not technically mathematically through, but it's looking very likely to be the case, even if St Johnstone win their game. The ball swung in there, and it looks like Kumbula scored the header. They'll be checking for offside. The Veretout free kick, a very good set piece taker he is, both him and Vass, very good at set pieces. And the goal has been awarded. Kumbula gets the goal. You see it swung in here. He rises up above the defender, and the keeper just about gets a hand to it, it looks like, but not a strong enough one. It's headed in, and that's 2 headed goals for us. We are very strong in the air, this team, and it's proving to be the case in this game with 2 headed goals just before we reach half time, and we have reached half time, leading 2-0. Nice and comfortable in this one. Hopefully a couple more goals in this second half. There's a free kick on the edge of the box here. This could be a goal. It's going to be Veretout to take it. Vass scored a couple. And the last time we watched the game, I know Veretout's thrashed that, throttled it right off the frame of the goal, right off the joint there between the post and the crossbar. A good effort from Veretout, but not quite good enough. Maybe we need to get Vass on the field so that he can be taking those. Veretout takes another free kick here and swings it into Mkhitaryan, and that's headed over. And HJK, I've got the ball in the middle of the park here. The ball into Abukar with it, and he goes to the left of the defenders here. Can he hit it? He does, but again, Patricio just clutching onto that ball as he flies through the air. Fantastic from him. El Shaarawy plays it back to Veretout, and he comes all the way back to the defence. Romagnoli comes forward with it, back out to El Shaarawy, and Romagnoli takes it back. And let me guess, is it going to El Shaarawy? No, into Mayoral. And into Mkhitaryan. Can he finish it? He dinks it over the keeper, but he dinks it wide of the goal. What was he doing? Just had the target, son. No wonder he's not going to get a contract renewal at the end of this season. Mkhitaryan just passes the ball to somebody else, and Mkhitaryan, you're coming off. What a waste of breath you are. We'll bring on Zaniolo to play on that side. We'll bring Vass to play for Desciglio there. Romagnoli's on a yellow, so we'll bring on Ibanez as well. Pellegrini struggling. We're going to make a very unusual 5 substitutions in one go here. We'll bring on Castrovilli as well to play instead of Veretout. There we go. 5 subs all happening on the 70th minute here. Mkhitaryan what a poor sequence of play. One horrendous shot as he tried to chip over the keeper and then just passed the ball to the wrong person. Pellegrini with it now. Back from Veretout, and Pellegrini gets his second of the game. That was a nice ball from Mkhitaryan that time, but I just can't be bothered with his stupidity. So off he comes, and Pellegrini's got his second goal there after receiving that long diagonal ball from Mkhitaryan. A nice pass from him actually there. Pellegrini brings it down, gives it to Veretout, gets the ball back. He's in behind the defence and tucks that into the bottom corner. So we're making 5 changes in the 70th minute here. Hopefully it doesn't affect the game too much, and at least in a negative way. Shomurodov, who's on the left-hand side now, swings it in toward Mayoral, and it's out to Cristante and Vass. And Vass goes down the right-hand side, and can he swing it in? He does, toward El Shaarawy. Will he hit it? Yes, he will. What a goal from Stefan El Shaarawy. He's playing at left wing-back today, totally out of position. But what a finish from him there. The 2 wing-backs finding each other here. Vass going down the right hand side, plays it all the way back to the edge of the box, and Shaarawy takes one touch and curls that one in to the far side of the goal, and we lead 4-0. That's more like it. We've totally dominated this match. St Johnstone are drawing again with SerieA, so as it stands, we have qualified with 2 games to spare. Not something I thought we would be saying. Maybe I thought, someone would be competing with us a little bit, but not to be. In this instance, we have managed to win that one quite comfortably. And the next few games we'll be playing in the Conference League will be with a rotated side, as we've already qualified for that knockout round. So what we're probably going to do now, after that fantastic 4-0 victory there, is we're going to play through probably most of the rest of the year. You're not going to get to see it, because we don't want to be showing you too many boring stuff at the start of the season. You've got used to seeing the team. Let's move on a little bit, play a couple of months worth of stuff, and come back at some point in this January window, probably around the end. Maybe we'll play the Italian Cup and the game against Torino, as well as tell you about any signings that we maybe do in January. I don't imagine we will do many, but maybe show that off. But certainly we'll try and advance through a few more things. No point in showing you any more of the Conference League. We've already qualified through, and we'll just play another 10 or so games in SerieA and see what the table is going to look like. So you can see just now we're currently up in 4th position after 11 games. We'll probably be around the 20 game mark by the time we come back, and we'll see what the league table looks like then. Advance this on a little bit over the weekend, and then on Monday you'll be able to see what all the lovely new things to look at in the new year are going to be. We'll get to January for episode 6. That sounds like a good idea to me. So if you have enjoyed this one, remember we had 2 good victories there, that one against Napoli and then a lovely 4-0 win in the Conference League. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until the next one, when we'll be playing in January, we'll see you then.